That's a big chicken. All right, here we are. My dog loves the camera for some reason, but I figure we're gonna try to change some things up today. My tomato patch just is cooking up, man. It's half dead. It's definitely not filling in. It's having a hard time. And so we're going to try something different today. I went through here and I took cuttings off of some of the better plants. The ones that are like these down here that are doing really good still. And we're going to try and clone them. And see if we got some tomato plants coming out in a week or two. So we're going to take a brief break here and we'll come back and look at how we clone tomatoes. Alright, so we're back. I've cut a bunch of these up, put them in here. There's a couple things here. I've never done these off of full-grown plants, but I don't see why it would work. I've always done these off of my tomato starts that I start in the winter, and usually I plant 2 or 3 plants to one of these pods, and if they all pop up, I pull one out, stick it into an empty pod next to it, boom, it's another tomato plant. So that's pretty much the gist of this whole thing. These are just Jiffy Pot pellets or whatever they are. They're, not ideal, but for something like this, they're really easy. So all you really got to do is, we got this tomato cutting here. You can see it's already wilting. We go over here, we poke a little hole in this thing right here, and we stick it in the pod. Alright, so tomato plants are really easy to do this with. I don't know if you can see, let's see if it'll focus here. Probably not. Yeah, okay, you can see a hair there or two. Each one of these little hairs can actually turn into a root. And so what you do here on a leaf like this, trim it there, trim it there, trim a little off, poke a hole in your pod, pellet, whatever you want to call it, shove it down in there, just like that. No rooting hormones, anything like that. I've got 6, 12, 18, 20, if we get 50% out of this, that's still 10 tomato plants, and they're not going to be ready tomorrow, but they're going to be ready in a couple weeks. So we're going to give this a shot, maybe help extend our tomato harvest, make it go a little longer. If not, hey, it was $4 for this thing. That's all we're out, plus some clippings and a little bit of time. No big deal. Now when I am done with this, I'm going to take it inside. I've got indoor light for growing plants. It's a Kimbo light. It's a really good light. And I've got a heat pad. I'm going to put the lid on it, put it under the light, give it constant light, constant humidity, constant heat, same temperature. That's why we're taking it inside the house. It fluctuates so much out here. It's 70 in the morning, it's 110 at night right now. So just to take all the fluctuations out, give them a nice happy spot, and we're going to see if any of them root. So pay attention, another week or two. You know what else we're going to do? Look at, see, that's, I just chopped that off. That thing's so thick, man, I bet. Nope, not going to poke through the netting there. We'll see, we'll just poke a hole with the scissors. That's just a stem with no leaves or anything on it. We're going to shove that in there too. I got a couple more to do. I'm going to plant a couple more of these pots out. I think, I don't know, I found these loofah seeds sitting on the shelf. Maybe I'll plant a couple in there just to get some stuff started. It's getting real hard out. It's It's getting real hot out. The nurseries don't have any stock because everything dies as soon as somebody takes it home. They don't want to warranty any plants or anything like that, and that's fine. But this is an easy way to start some tomato plants. And maybe in a month or two, we got some more tomato plants coming up. You never know. This whole thing could bomb and go down in a thing of flames, but it's worth a shot. We're going to try it and see what we get out of it. So stay tuned. There's going to be some more updates on this, whether it works or whether it doesn't. But I'm pretty confident I'm going to get a couple tomato plants out of this. So thanks for watching. This has been Aaron over at Booyah Farms. Hey, how's it going? It's Aaron over at Booyah Farms. And this is pretty much the end cap of the videos of cloning tomatoes. And we had some successes, some failures, and some other plants that just popped up. But anyways, I just wanted to show you all. We did actually clone quite a few of these tomatoes. Some of them are doing much better than others, like this one and this one. And today I'm going to take them and I'm going to pot them up. I just got some solo cups. I cut a hole in the bottom of them. You keep them in this container because it's easier to move them around and find a nice happy spot for them in the yard before I actually put them in the ground. Usually I would backfill these gaps with more soil, but this is the last of my potting mix, so we're going to just live with that. These right here are loofahs. These are loofah sponges. You know, I planted out, looks like 12 pots with loofahs in them, and I only got 2 to come up, which is okay because actually 2 loofahs will do more than anything anybody wants. But I want to show you guys a couple things with these tomatoes. This one here obviously is doing just fine. There's a couple others that are, you never know. Whatever's left over, I'm going to put it back inside under the light. That's the other thing. So this is 2 weeks old. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks today. And so some of them have done very well and some of them haven't. But I would almost say I sprouted pretty much at least 50% of the clones we took. And I took the clones off of tomatoes that were doing better than the rest of tomatoes in the yard. And I also took some off of the volunteer tomatoes out in the yard, which those guys, nothing seems to faze them. They don't produce a lot of tomatoes, but, you know, they're worth keeping around because they're kind of like a wild tomato that just popped up. So we'll go through a couple of these. This one, obviously, awesome. This one down here, let's see. Here's a quick way to test these too. Focus, there we go. This pull on it, it's rooted. This one here, yeah, it's rooted. If you pull up on them, they don't want to come out. They got roots. We'll go back here. Here's one. Here's an obvious one. It's back here behind this. Pull on it. Boom. Comes right out. Didn't make it. Let's see. Let's pull on this. That was this giant stem we planted just for fun. Didn't make it. Let's see. Yep, there's another one I just pulled out. Didn't make it. Let's see. What are you? If it just pops right out of the pot, I mean, it's been 2 weeks. Didn't make it. Well, hey, it's worth a shot. And we got some tomatoes out of it. Now look at this one. Is this one? Pops right out. Didn't make it. Wow. It's kind of striking out here. Let's pull on this one. Ooh, that one's stuck in there. Let's pull on this one. Come right out. No good. Let's see. Let's pull. That one's in. Yeah, that one's good. Let's pull on this one. That one's good too. That one there I'm not going to pull on because there's nothing worth pulling on. Here's another giant one. Let's pull on this one right here. This one looks a little suspect. Yeah, he came right out. No bueno. So, yeah, this guy, I know he's rooted. Yeah. This one kind of looks like, yeah, he's rooted. That one's rooted. So, let's do a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 of our cuttings actually made it. That's pretty good. I'm not complaining about that. I'm going to pot these up, show you guys the video in a little bit. And whatever's left that's kind of like really struggling, like this one and this one down here, you can also see, look, they're shooting little roots out of everything. They're shooting roots. There we go. There's a good shot of. They're shooting roots out. They are growing. So I will be back in a couple minutes here. Do another video. I'm going to pot these up, find a happy spot for them in the yard, and I think we're going to have us another batch of tomatoes coming down the pipe. We'll see. Alright, hey, we're back. It's the next day. I potted up all these tomatoes that we cloned, and they look okay. They've been sitting outside all day today. If I can keep the birds out of them, they'll probably do pretty well. And you know, maybe August, September, we'll get some tomatoes out of them. But more or less, summarization of this whole deal is we took some cuttings off of some of the best tomatoes and volunteer tomatoes. Here's one right here. And this one's just been growing next to my patio forever. And we got tomatoes. And we got 2 loofah sponges out of the whole deal, which if you ever growing loofah sponges, 2 is more than enough. That's another tomato back there. But yeah, these things turned out okay. I potted them up in these little red Solo cups, believe it or not, I know. And then what I like to do is put them in a container, surround them with soil. And what this does is give them more like thermal mass, and it keeps their roots cooler. So you can see I'm doing it back here, and these are basil plants. Hopefully I can get some basil plugs to put in. I do have basil plants growing, but I like growing basil. And here we go. This is the end of the tomato cloning series, or video actually. It's not a series. If they do really good, I'll update it. I'm expecting I'm going to leave these in the Solo cups probably for 2 weeks, and then they're probably going to go into the yard, into a really shady spot. It's just so hot out right now. All my other tomatoes are cooked except for my volunteers, like this one over here, which just grows off the side of my patio. But yeah, I would call this a success, man. I've got a few more tomatoes growing under the light in the room. They weren't quite as big. You can see kind of, I put the nicest ones down at this end, and we kind of work our way down, and into that one. But yeah, these guys all rooted. They're potted up. We're going to see what they do. And then maybe I'll plant some of these guys with them, and we can get a, I don't know, solar cooking pasta video. Who knows? So thanks for watching.